You give me this energy. It is like you set me free. Chasing highs to stay alive. But if I'm with you, I'll survive. So hold me close into the night, 'cause I need you to stay. You take me to paradise, that's why it's hard to wait. Can I be around you for motivation? Just a little while now. A simple question, can I get closer? Just for motivation. Can I be around you for motivation? Just a little while now. A simple question, can I get closer? Just for motivation. Life is hard the way it is, but with you it's easier. Follow me into the night, without you I'm falling deeper. Stay a bit longer, yeah, I just need you to. I just need you to. Stay a bit longer, I just need you to.
I am going to call your mommy.
I could be raw, I could be tall, I make you feel real uncomfortable.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name's Amanda. I'm a mama of 4 girls and I am bouncing house to house to help friends and family and anyone else that needs it make their home look better. I am not a professional. None of this is even close to perfect, but we are striving for better, not perfection. So just helping those out that need it. Some people aren't able to get up and do a whole lot or to do the things that you could jump in there and do for them and just make a difference in their life, in their day-to-day home, just making their space look better, feel better, freshen it up. So that's what I've been doing. If y'all been following along, I just got done with my aunt and uncle's house. I've done some home projects for my own home. I've done my mom's bathroom, my mom's kitchen. I just finished her laundry room and I wanted to finish up the main space today. So I just had a couple of walls in the dining room left to get finished. So I wanted to jump in there and trim that out because Heather was going to roll the rest of it. Allison is always putting her phone in front of the camera and showing you guys her TikTok account or something silly, but when I saw that one, I decided to leave that one in because that makes me super proud of her. I was just getting Heather to the point to where she could roll all this out so I could jump to my sister's room. Her room is blue, and when I say blue, I mean blind you blue. So I wanted to get rid of that. And she picked out a wallpaper, and when we measured the walls, it was going to cost about $150 to order that. I said in my last video, my parents are on a fixed income. They're raising this little girl out of the goodness of their heart and sacrificing in so many areas to do for her, but it was just not in the budget after they had bought all this paint and all these things for these projects to do the wallpaper. So I got creative. I went online and I looked at several different things and I was like, Caitlin, look, we can tape the walls. We can make all these different designs. Like, what do you like? So she picked this one out and we went with it and it turns out so good. I'm not done with it. I just wanted to show you guys this star and how that's going to look, and maybe you guys can give me some more ideas for the other 3 walls.
Catch if you can, and I'm happy you can stand it. So you call my money, say you're moving with somebody, so ironic. So you call my money, say you're moving with somebody.
You were tall, I looked up. From where I sat, wished I wouldn't dressed up. Your first line, won't forget. So is it true, no one's taking you yet? I remember people staring as we stepped up.
I'm making macaroni and tomatoes. Because my sister got hooked on it.
Fake.
That one girl that You don't like them? Yeah, well. Granny. I can't. Where's the power button at, Mimi? Which one? I can't see.
Staring as we stepped outside, they had only one goal. Get me off of your mind. I was no good, they said. You could do much better, but you gave them one middle finger and the door shut.
It was lunchtime and Kaylin asked me if I wanted something to eat, and I said, yeah, I'd make some macaroni and tomatoes. My mom cans tomatoes and tomato juice just from the garden, and one of our favorite things to eat is macaroni noodles with tomato juice or like whole tomatoes in it. It is so good. Let me know if you guys have ever tried that or if you would. Sometimes we'll put hamburger meat in it and maybe corn or something, onions, different things, make like a goulash out of it, but it is so good. So my sister had this little fake nose ring in and she was like, look, it's real. Mom, let me get it pierced. And I was like, I know who your mom is and it's absolutely fake. And she was like, no, it's real. I was like, Kaylin, no. Even though they do let her buy with way more than they let me buy with, I know that they wouldn't allow her to do that. I just know how they are. But she was making me some lunch, so I appreciated that. I was just nailing up the trim here above the fireplace on the sides of that blue wallpaper just to give that a clean look on the sides. I think that looks really good. And moving to the dining room, I was just pushing some things back. I needed to trim above this cabinet, and I was either going to have to pull it out enough to get that ladder behind it to trim it out or just push it back and reach over and trim it. So I decided to just push it back and reach over and trim it. I thought it would be a lot easier, but I am finishing up with this dining room. We painted the wall that the window's on blue, and I'm loving it. I think I like the blue there more than I like it anywhere else. So she has a pop of blue in every room in her main living space, and I think that looks so good. She did say she wished she would have painted her countertops a different color and used that blue on the bottom cabinets. So I was like, don't get any big bright ideas. I just painted those. But if she did one on blue, I would of course redo those for her. But I wanted to give Kaylin's room a new look. She's had the blue in her room probably a couple of years now, and she's just outgrown that. She was like 12 or 13 when she wanted that color, and she was just going through a phase where she wanted to be a police officer when she grew up, and I don't know if she still does, but she's just kind of over the blue, so we wanted to give her a more grown-up look. So you'll see that in just a few minutes, but I think this main space looks so good. I am not going over there today. I'm staying home to voice over, edit, and get this video up. And then I'm going to clean or finish painting my front door or just get into something here. So I'll film some things here. And then Allison has an away game. She has a game in another county about 40 minutes away. So it was just by the time I got to my mom's today after editing, it would have been time to just turn around and come back home. So I decided just to stay home, and it would give her a chance to declutter a little bit and get some of this mess picked up because we have completely trashed this house. You know how it is when you do a project. We drag one room into another room and then into another room, and we've just pushed things all over the place, and it's just piled up and it's a mess. So she's going to be working at home cleaning up today, and I am going to be working at home cleaning my own house.
'Cause every time I try, yeah, every time I dream, there's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see. If you can make me smile, if only for a while, there's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see. Believe in I'm all alone down this.
Moving on to Kaylin's room. She was leaving for the day, so she wasn't going to be home until later tonight. I asked her before she left if she would get this mess up. I said, if you'll just get the mess up along the walls, then I can move everything else. Her room is trashed. She is 15 years old. She's a typical teenager that has things everywhere. She has such a mess in here. And a lot of it is Allison too. Allison stays here a lot and hangs out with her. So a lot of this clutter is Allison's too, not putting things back where they go. but when I went in her room, the little turd had not put anything where it went. She had not done anything I asked her to do. That's my own fault because I should have checked before she left, but I wanted to go ahead and paint these walls white. My mom had got a white paint and primer, and I knew it would probably take a really thick coat or 2 coats of this paint to cover this blue. So I wanted to start with this wall that the window's on. We had looked on Pinterest and just some different places and found a wall design where you cut out a hexagon and you use that shape, tape around it, just keep on moving on. They link up together. You just put your pattern on the wall, you tape around it, and you move the pattern to the next spot, you tape around it, and so on. So we found this really cool design, and I was like, what do you think about that? And she loved it. So we decided to do that on this wall, so I wanted to start here. I give this wall a really thick coat of white paint and primer in one and let that dry. Once that dries, I'll hop back in here and I will start taping up these walls.
If you can make me smile, if only for a while. There's always this big part of me wanna believe in what I see, believe in you and me. Reboot, I'm cold red, my service automated, like data running through my veins. Got you distracted, subconscious overloaded. Careful, don't pull the cord on me. No time to stay around. Keep walking till you get out of my face. Regrets, restricted access. I'm just a flight to get up in ya. We love discharging. I can't waste my time with someone slowing me down, 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 down. So high, I'm floating, I'm shining in my prime. Start rolling over 'cause you can't take my crown. I'll always be 10 feet off the ground. My crown. I'll always be 10 feet off the ground. Can't take my crown. Can't take my crown. Can't take my crown. Rewind my circuits, but you don't get that courage, 'cause you can handle my game. No, my drive's a puzzle. I got you so bumfuzzled, 'cause you can fall into my pain. No time to stay around. Keep walking till you get out of my face. Regrets, restricted access. I'm just a flight to get up in ya. We love discharging. I can't waste my time with someone slowing me down, 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 down. So high, I'm floating, I'm shining in my prime. Start
the TV?
Heat pipe. Yeah, they brought supper.
Do you like us blue, Granny? You like us blue?
Yeah, I do. Looks good.
Can we paint something at your house?
If you want to, go to it.
I'll show them you cooked us supper.
What would you want painted? My walls and
Your carpet. You want your carpet, baby?
Just paint the carpet if you want to. I cleaned the carpet. Well, I didn't in the hall yet.
Higher and higher, I'm gonna raise the flag. Fire oh fire, send out a flare to find. Give me a reason. I'm gonna send a sign, calling you over, calling you to my life.
When I found this online, they gave me the dimensions to the hexagon. So it's 15 inches tall, and then the outside lines are 7.5 inches each. So just make sure that's straight and square and cut out your hexagon, and then all you need is one. You put it on the wall, and I used a little piece of tape to hold that still, and then you just tape around the edges, and then you take your pattern off, you move it down, and you just continue the whole wall. As you just seen, my granny and papa had cooked a supper and brought it over to my mom's, and they were yelling at me to come eat. And I normally just eat as I work, but it was just really something you had to sit down and eat, and I was just going to work through it, but my granny kept saying, Amanda, come eat, come eat. So I took some time just to slow down and stop and go eat with my family. So this is afterwards, and it was getting a little late, so I only got this section of her wall done, but I wanted to go ahead and just show you guys what I do daily. This is what I got done on this day. As I'm hanging the hexagon, I do have a level handy because I want to make sure those lines are straight. I don't want it going crooked up the wall. That would be a typical Amanda project, but I was smart and used a level. So far everything is straight and it looks super neat. When I started painting these hexagons, I was thinking, oh gosh, what is it going to look like? Is it going to look terrible? But as I removed the tape, it made the cleanest white lines, and I do need to go touch a couple places up. When you tape this on, just make sure your tape is super flat and stuck to the wall good so no paint will seep down in. It'll mess your straight lines up. But this was so easy, and we used paint that we already had. I will say I may go get her a peach color or maybe a gold color, just maybe a quart of each, maybe, I don't know. But I'm thinking if I threw a little bit of a peach color in there or a gold color or something, it might look good. I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think if I need to add a little bit of a girly color to that, because it is just, like I said, paint that we already have. I wanted this project just to freshen up her room, make it look more modern and more grown up, and just give her a really cute room, but on a budget. I can go buy things for her room like a quart of paint or whatever. I don't mind doing that, but I just can't go pay $100 for wallpaper. And my parents, although they have the money to do that, they are super frugal and they always think ahead for a rainy day, and $150 is a lot of money to us. It may not be to you, but it is to us. So we just wanted to give this room a really cool look without spending a lot of money. So if you can think of a paint color I need to add to these to make it look a little more girly or just different, let me know. But this is just the colors we had on hand, and you'll see in a few minutes. But when I pull that tape off, it is super cute.
Cause without you in my life, I'm always feeling I'm clean up, no longer wasted, waking from this nightmare back when we were young, making these promises of everlasting. Starting fresh is anesthesia, shadows and you feel I'm repeating moments with another, only able when I'm drunk. Why do I miss you as if you are departed, when you might be lucky and dearly beloved? And through it all I still have this damn obsession, can't seem to break out this spell, can't stop searching. Lost lady, where have you gone? Please come back I'm living day to day. With no regret, I'm content. Of all the little things in front of me, no more thinking of you then. No more praying you were doing well. No stressing if I hear them wedding bells. But if I wanted to be selfish, I wouldn't be able to help it. I wonder, where have you gone?
As I started painting these hexagons, I was really careful around the tape. When I started painting, I kind of start on top of the tape and I brush away from it, like inward, because I don't want any of those bristles going down under the tape because it will ruin your white lines. I didn't really have a pattern or a rhyme or reason as to what color went where. I just started and I kind of tried to keep the colors away from each other. That way I wouldn't have like 3 or 4 gray in a row and then it would just kind of look clustered up, if that makes sense. I wanted all the paint to kind of be away from each other. But as I'm editing this back, this makes a really cool flower pattern. Like if you painted all of the outside hexagons one color and then painted that middle a yellow, it would really look like a flower. That would be kind of cute. I actually found a picture of this in a nursery and I thought that's really cute, but it would be cute for a grown-up girl look too. But I'll insert the picture here of what I found, the idea that gave me the inspiration to do this. But you'll see as I get all this painted, it just looks like a big mess, a big glob of different colors. But as I peel that off, it is the neatest, cleanest lines. It is so cute. So it would be a really good idea if you have some extra paint laying around, just a few different colors, and you're wanting to do something different to your wall. I think it turned out super neat. I'm going to go ahead and share my devotional with you guys, and today's is fear. Fear and intimidation is a trap that holds you back, but when you place your confidence in the Lord, you will be seated in the high place. Proverbs 29:25. If you live in America, it is impossible not to look at today's date and remember, whether from experience or from hearing about it over the years, one of the darkest days in our history. Thousands of lives were lost in a well-planned terrorist attack. And in many ways, things were never the same again. Air travel, for example, continues to evoke a spirit of fear in many hearts that was previously unimagined. In the New Living Translation alone, the word fear appears 601 times. Primarily, it is there to remind us to fear God. In doing so, He will abate all other fears. The fear God desires from us is not one of mistrust, but one of respect and awe. If we believe completely in His sovereign power, if we give Him all of our reverence, how can we fear anything else? If God is for us, then there is nothing to truly fear. Hallelujah. What do you fear? Lay it at the feet of the Lord today and place your trust in Him. Know that no matter what your circumstances, your safety in Him is secure. Just like my devotional said, you can't really look at today's date and not remember what happened, especially if you lived through that. I can't imagine being in that building when that happened. I also can't imagine it being one of my family members that it happened to. When things like that happened, I think, how can you not question God? I think it's just human to question the Lord and ask, why didn't you stop that? Why did you allow that to happen to so many innocent people? I don't understand His ways sometimes, and I think that's human to not understand. And I'm trusting that one day He'll make every single thing make perfect sense to us. He makes no mistakes and His ways are perfect. I'm so glad that He sees what we don't. And I'm so glad that we can't see what's going to happen to us. Can you imagine how scary and how much we would live in fear if we could see things like that were going to happen to us? At the same time, I think it would make us live every single day so differently. If you knew in 6 days that it was going to be your last, I think you would make every one of those 6 days count. The same with how you treat people and how you talk to people. If you knew it was going to be your last conversation, I think your conversation would be a whole lot differently than what it is. We're not supposed to live in fear. You have to have trust, and you have to believe that all things that are meant to harm us, He's going to turn into something good. I pray every day that He puts His hands around my kids and my family and keeps them safe. And it's all you can do. It's all I feel like that I can do. Lexi is in her second trimester now, and I know so many people have said it's early. What if she has a miscarriage? This, that. You don't know. It can be our last day. It can be anybody's last day. You never know. You don't know what each day has in store for us, but I choose not to live in fear. The minute I found out she was pregnant, that baby was alive to me, and we're going to celebrate every single day of it being. I think that's what God wants you to do. I think He wants to celebrate every single day and not take one single day for granted. You never know when something like September 11th is going to happen to us. It could happen again, something so tragic. I choose to not live in fear. I choose to celebrate every single day of my kids, of my grandkids, of my family, and leave it at that. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this little project. I think it turned out pretty cute to be free. I mean, it's just leftover things. Let me know what you think about it. But I love you guys. I'm going to insert my parents' reaction, Kaylin's reaction, and my grandparents do come and see it too. But I love you guys. Remember, Jesus loves you so much. Put your trust in Him, and He will carry you through every single thing that could ever happen to you. But I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one.
Here in the waiting, wandering and fading, I know there is something more than this. I think I am ready for doing some changing. Oh God, there is something more than this. You can have all the world. I wanna be a shining light, live a life that shows through the darkness, a fire burning in the night, be a hope for the world so broken, be a friend to the lonely.
Oh yeah, that looks good.
That's pretty, ain't it?
And what are you going to do with the, just leave it like that?
What?
Like at the window?
I'm going to continue. I'll have it like, it'll be cut off, you know, in some places at the window, but it'll go on over the window and down and over there on that wall. I think that looks so neat. Which it ain't dry yet, and there is a couple spots I'll have to touch up that it's like got out of the line, you know. But that's pretty, ain't it?
Yeah, it is.
Think she'll like it?
She should. She's about home.
Oh, is she? This is Armory. This is your blue. This is my blue. This is your blue. This is my blue. And then Armory. And then that light gray.
Yeah, I like it.
That light gray looks almost grayish. I mean, it takes a lot of time, but it's really neat. Those colors look really good together,
Yeah,
don't they?
they do.
It looks a lot more grown up than, I found a ring in the floor. Looks a lot more grown up than that.
I'll get her some curtains. But I've got some navy blue curtains. But white might look good.
Yeah, white blue would look good. Yeah, let's worry about them curtains.
Yeah, I want them curtains up there.
These two brushes I didn't use, or rollers I didn't use. But that's just so neat, ain't it?
Yeah,
Wallpaper wouldn't have looked any better now.
No.
So I'm still going to do right here, and then over. So it'll be like, it'll look like this up above that window. And it'll look like that down there. Then it'll be a big pattern again. You should have Granny come look at it, because she was wondering about it.
So you got it done?
Well, I got one part of it done.
Yeah, that looks good.
It's pretty, ain't it?
It is.
It's different.
Yeah, I like that. Are you gonna put it across the window?
Yeah. And so it'll go on all the way across. And see next to the window on the left there, that'll be filled in too. That's just as far as I got today. But I think that looks good.
That's pretty.
It's different, and the colors look good together, don't they?
Yeah.
It looks better in blue. It looks more grown up. I think Kaylin's
It looks so good!
It looks the same.
That was Payne and Anthony!
No, you don't see it.
Yeah, look at it.
Hey, come here, man. I'll show you something.
Oh,
So he's been used to. Said your room dirty. He said
Okay,
it's
so
the
there's
same.
one.
Your room looks up.
His is worse.
Wait.
His is worse.
Talk to her about her keeping her room.
No,
dirty.
it-
We thought we
His
His is worse. His is worse, Greg.
Yeah, I mean, that's just tape. You just tape it up, and when you peel the tape off, that's your white lines.
Yeah. And then you paint in.
And that's just leftover paint that we've used. So it didn't cost us anything. I've tried to crop that out because they'll tell me how sloppy she is. But I think it looks pretty good. I mean, I just found that on the internet, just ideas.
Yeah.
So I thought, I'll try it, but it does look
It
good.
does.
It's real neat looking. Looks like a turtle shell on it.
Toy that he showed me, make the broken things new. Yeah, I'm the only home for you and I.